Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video analyzing and reacting to the new Splatoon 3 trailer that just came from the Nintendo Direct that was put out about a day or two ago. But yeah, we're going to be going over some new cool stuff with that because, as you guys know, I'm mainly a Splatoon creator doing some other stuff on the side. So I always find it important for me to react and give you guys just a little bit of analysis when it comes to this trailer. So I will be pausing in between this just as a heads up for you guys in the beginning of the video to analyze some stuff, but it shouldn't be too long. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, so for starters, first thing I notice is the new hairstyle. This is a hairstyle. We've already seen the new way of spawning in, and we've already seen the new way that Inklings, kind of hold, the new animations, all that stuff, and how they're going to stand on them. We haven't seen this hairstyle before. We've seen some of the others in the first trailer, but we haven't seen this hairstyle, so pretty cool and just worth noting. And also that Clash Blaster is going to be in the game again. So, there you go. So new map, amazing new map. We get our first glance at this new map that wasn't released before. Map looks interesting. Definitely looks like it's going to be good for backlines, as there's a lot of open sight lines here. But also there's a lot of places to hide. So I think tower control is going to be cool, probably going somewhere through here. And then zones will probably either be a two-piece zone or a one zone. But map's cool. Also, the new special, the crab, which rolls around like a baller and then can sort of open to show the Inkling shooting. And I saw this was on Twitter, people confirmed, but there's two different firing modes for it. One that's kind of like Explosher, and another one that's a little bit more faster, like a turret. So, this looks pretty cool. One of the things I wanted to notice, if you see right there in that shot, I'll just go back really quickly. If you see in this shot right here, there's an Inkling down here that's trying to shoot the crab, the person who's using the crab special right now. And I'm hoping that this crab can take damage, because obviously if you were invincible, it would be like Kraken all over again from Splatoon 1. It would just be busted and broken, and probably very unfun to play against. However, if you can take damage, I also hope that it's not in the other extreme and that you take normal damage. Because this thing, from what it looked like, from what we've seen, looks like it actually travels a little bit slower, and it seems like it's a little bit less mobile. And so in that way, I think, obviously you don't want to be going slower in Splatoon, because especially in higher ranks, chargers or other users for that matter are going to catch you out really quickly if you try to, do something that's a lot slower than it, should be, or that's just slow in general. So I do hope that they give you some sort of armor or resistance to damage while you're in the crab. Because if you weren't, obviously, like you can see there's a bow right here. The bow or a charger who's there could just literally snipe you, and you kind of wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So the special would kind of be a hindrance and less of an advantage. So I hope there's some sort of damage resistance. But yeah, crab looks amazing, super cool, love the idea. And then we've got this new special, which is the barrier. So it's kind of like a barrier force field shield kind of thing. And this looks very interesting to me. I'm very excited for it. Obviously, main reason is because this is going to provide a sort of a newer take on the Bubbler and Ink Armor specials from Splatoon 1 and 2, as they also gave you invincibility. And both of them are kind of busted, because whenever you give invincibility, it's a little bit broken. This seems like it's going to be kind of balanced, but maybe not, because at first we can see this little doodad here, and this looks like it could be shootable. In the case that it is shootable, that would be pretty cool, just because then that would be some counterplay to it, and Inklings that get inside of it could knock it down. As you'll see upcoming right here, the roller just shot ink outside of it. So if you see before, we'll go back. The roller was able to launch ink outside of it. So you can see there, you just paint it through, it's not painted, and there you go, some paint just went out. So I think what makes it different than a lot of other bubbles people were talking about, like people were talking on Twitter and some other forums about how the shield kind of reminds them of like Winston barrier or some other barriers. And to me, this kind of reminded me more, I mean, it does remind me of those barriers, but the difference is, unless I'm wrong, this barrier you can shoot through, and that makes it so much better. Because with Winston Barrier, obviously, you can't shoot out of it. From Overwatch, you can't shoot through it. So you can only shoot people inside of it. But with this, it looks like you can shoot people outside of it as well. So this is going to be great for zone caps and all kinds of stuff like that. I really hope that this doodad, which is the thing that's sort of the base of it, can't be placed on a tower. Because if it can, that's going to be broken. That's just going to be busted. The tower is going to be moving with a force field on it that can prevent people from shooting the tower, people on the tower. So things like backlines, like Charger and Hydra, all those if they're still in the game, but definitely the Charger, since that's confirmed, and the bow, are not going to be able to shoot you off the tower unless they're inside. So close range weapons are going to rule tower control if that's the case. And I'll touch on the whole backline thing later because I want to talk about that from another special. But yeah, I really hope it's not busted in that way. But this looks super cool. And if you can shoot it from that top part, then maybe there's counterplay. Next thing here, we can see the Museum d'Alfonso is returning to Splatoon 3, which is great. I'm super pumped for it. And also we can see here, this is sort of you can see here, a lot of people are getting confused by this. This is an inkjet sort of placeholder. So in Splatoon 2, this would show where the person who is using the inkjet special launched from, so that when they're done, if they didn't die, by the time the ink meter ran out for it, they would return back to the marker, right? This is actually a placeholder. In the next frame, we'll see it right here. You can see it here too. This is for this special. So this is the new tether grab special, which seems as though it allows you to grab onto walls and other objects and bring yourself to it. Same thing here, and I'll touch on the backline thing now. I really do hope that this thing has some sort of armor, because if it doesn't, you're just going to be able to shoot them out of the sky, and it won't be that great. It'll be good for mobility, I guess, but people will be able to start learning how to track you and counterplay it really easily and really fast. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting part of it, is that you can go back as well. And I feel like that's more broken than not being able to go back, because if you were using this to approach someone, you'd have to be really conscious about, okay, I'm approaching them, I'm going in, so I need to make sure I'm safe, and I need to make sure I get this kill, because if I don't, I'm gonna, die or whatever. But with this, you can just go back. So imagine, it looks like you could tether multiple times. You can just tether across the entire map, kill their backline, and then jump back to your spot all the way back at spawn. That's the difference between this and Inkjet, is that with this, you can travel way farther, way faster, and way more mobile. So you're way more mobile and agile. So I do hope they have some way of balancing around this special ability, but it does seem super cool. But I'm going to touch on the backline piece now. With this and with the crab special, I'm sorry, not the crab special, but with this and the force field special, it seems like they're starting to promote a sort of idea of being able to play a little bit more aggressive, as it seems as though with the force field, you'd have to go inside of it to break it, or to contest whatever, the Inklings underneath it. And with this super, you just get attacked right on someone. So as you'll see in the next frame, they tether, it's a splash, they tether, jump off, and kill the charger. And this is it's supposed to be an example clip, but I think it's a really good example of what's going to happen, because backlines are no longer going to be as safe, and they're going to have to start being a little bit more aggressive. And backlines in Splatoon 2 have already been getting really aggressive, but I think especially now, if the specials keep going like this and the other new specials are really promoting aggressive play, I think backlines are going to phase out of the meta even more. They already kind of have, with midlines sort of taking over that role, but now that Slayers are going to be able to get direct access to being able to just jump on backlines, and there's also going to be a force field that forces backlines to come to you because they can't shoot through it, I think backlines might become obsolete, but we'll see how these specials themselves work. But it'll be interesting to see how that meta forms. Also, music is amazing. New clothes too. Now we move on to the single player. So just pausing on this frame right here. New Octarian look, very cool. Obviously they're furry now. I'm interested to know what that's about. And the eyes sort of remind me of, they have like goo on them right here. That reminds me of sort of the corrupted ink. If you guys played the Splatoon 2 DLC, from the phone, there's corrupted ink all over it. And this kind of reminds me of like the corrupted ink, like the turquoise ink. So that might be a sign, but their eyes are definitely weird. Music is awesome. New look for the Inkling. There you've got your little buddy right here in the pouch. Extended ink tank, new gun, and new clothing. I love it all. It looks amazing, especially the gun. I'm very excited to see how this gun shoots. And it looks like it has a reticle on it. Obviously, you probably won't be able to look down sights, but it would be cool if you could. I think that looking down sights in this game would be sick, but obviously you probably won't be able to. Still a cool gun look. See the bow. This is an amazing skyline. I would recommend for any of you who love this, take a screenshot of this and make this your new background, because this is an amazing sightline. And I'm so excited to see where you're going to be able to use this. And I also want to point out that in this frame, there's a water bottle here. And this is a really cool touch because it's supposed to show the Inkling's lack of resources, so they're using the water bottle as the ink tank. But if we go back, literally just a little bit, they're wearing this ink tank. So what I'm interested to know is, and their outfit completely changes, so what I'm interested to know is, what's the difference? Are we going to be getting a single player and a DLC? Is this a single player and that was the DLC? Or is there two different parts to the single player or a whole thing? I think it's going to be super cool. I'm very excited. So I'll pause on a frame here. There we go. Oh, there it was. I'm just going to go back to it real quick because this is kind of important to the story. So this looks like, this kind of picture, if you guys might have missed this, but this sort of picture explains what happened to the Eiffel Tower we saw in the first trailer where it was flipped over. It looks like a big wave, a tsunami, something like that happened. As you can see, there's an Inkling from a long time ago on a tree here, and it looks like water basically washed up the entire land, destroying a bunch of buildings in the process, a bunch of other structures, and it seems like it's all drained away now. So maybe we'll be solving that mystery, or trying to get water back, or something along those lines, because it's all gone now. As you can see in the trailer, when we go back to, if you were to go back to the first trailer, you can see the Eiffel Tower and there's no water there. So very interested to see where it went, and obviously we know Inklings can't swim in water, so this is why this guy is on a tree right now. And this is a new mechanic. This kind of looks like the new version of corrupted ink. And this is actually, we'll see this on the, we will see this in the last frame of, or not last frame, but sort of last main scene of the trailer. But this is sort of the space station, and it looks like there's some malice ink, kind of like the malice from Breath of the Wild. When maybe you can't stand on it, you throw your little buddy, and then he sort of absorbs it and gets rid of it for you. So maybe that'll be his role. And obviously, Squid Sisters are back, and Agent 3, it looks like they've actually posted this on the Splatoon JP, so it's official. Agent 3 has taken over for Captain Cuttlefish as the leader of the sort of Splatoon squad, if you will, for the single-player campaign. As you can see, she is wearing his hat, Captain Cuttlefish's hat, so she's taken over as the leader, it seems, and then these two are working with her, which is great. New gun. Obviously, also super cute outfits for these two. Awesome. I really like Marie's outfit. And I love the umbrella and how they brought it back from the second game. Amazing. But yeah, this is going to look cool, and then Callie's outfit is sick too. A bunch of stuff going on. New mech for, what's his name? I forgot his name. DJ Octavio. New mech for him, so this looks like it could be the new boss fight. Really early on they're giving it to us, but this could be the new boss fight for the game, because you can see DJ Octavio was in there. Yeah, there he is. And this is the kind of final vista we get of the space station that appears to be in some sort of dome. As you can see, there are lines here, so it appears to be in some sort of dome. Now, what I was mentioning before, that malice area and all of that, you can see, it appears there's a little thing right here, right? And this is sort of a yellow tab. And it appears as though you can see this orange building from there, right? So if we go back to that frame I was talking about where we see the malice, we can see same orange building. And now we can see that yellow little thing I was talking about, that yellow pad, right here a little bit closer. So this is in the same area as the final sort of area that they're showing. This is in the same spot. It just looks like it's over here, because as you can see, same yellow thing. So it looks like it's going to be over here somewhere. But this space station, I'm very excited. This is basically the end of the trailer. There's only a little bit more. But I just want to stay on this and talk about it for the rest of the video. I think this will be super sick. I'm really hoping that the single player campaign reveals more of the plot of Splatoon 2, and it definitely looks like it will, because I always felt sort of disappointed with the story of Splatoon. I think even with the DLC, it was very cool, but it was a missed opportunity, I think, to go into the past of Splatoon, and it more talked about the present. Again, the DLC was amazing, but I think it would have been nice to also have one that goes over the past of Splatoon, because the only story you really get from the Splatoon campaigns in both games really is from the actual notes themselves. That's what tells you the story of Splatoon. The single player campaigns only tell you the story for what's currently happening. But I'm more interested in what happened in the past, and you get more story from the hidden notes that you get from each level than you do from the levels themselves. So I'm hoping that this goes over the past of Splatoon and sort of what happened to the Inklings and all that stuff, and gives a lot more information. And it seems like it will. We're in the space station area. It all seems super cool, so very excited for this to come out. Very excited. Hopefully they come up with more creative level designs as well, because that was the main complaint for the other two games. But yeah, this was the trailer. We just have a little bit at the end. Splatoon 3. And it'll just be a little bit. And this seems to show what happens if the Inkling touches the Malice. You just transform into this little puff ball. Very interesting. But yeah, it's going to be called Return of the Mammalian, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Super excited for it. And yeah, that's my analysis / reaction of the new Splatoon 3 trailer from the recent Nintendo Direct. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you liked the content, like the vibes of the channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and head on over to my twitch.tv/ZazzaTheLight. I'm always playing Splatoon over there, as well as a bunch of other Nintendo games and occasionally some variety content, as you will also see on this channel. So if you like that breakdown of the new trailer, yeah, consider giving me a subscribe, a like, and a follow over there. And I also post on Twitter, so you can follow me on my Twitter too. All the links are on my channel page. So yeah, I'll be coming out with a new video soon for the new Splatoon 2 patch notes. Those have been released, I think, to the public, so I'll be going over those soon, and a video to come, basically. I'll be going over that. And so yeah, look forward to that. Subscribe, you'll get the notifications, all that good stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Stay safe and healthy wherever you are in the world. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.